Hey everyone, John here from Four Brewers, and I'm back with another beer. Today I decided to grab a beer off the shelf. This is a beer, if you listen to Four Brewers, that we kind of poke fun at quite a bit, just because we don't know exactly what it is, and from my brief research I just did before recording this, I found out it really isn't anything other than an IPA. But this is New Belgium's Voodoo Ranger Hazy IPA. They call it a Juicy Hazy IPA, Juicy Haze IPA, which they're kind of hitting all of the, it's juicy and it's hazy. It's Juicy Haze IPA. But what exactly is Voodoo Ranger? It's a series of beers that New Belgium has made over, I don't know, the last couple years or so. I don't remember when the first one came out, but it's gone through many different changes, and I think it's just their way of experimenting with IPA, and this is just their latest experiment. I don't think it's a rebrand. I think it's just them experimenting. When it first came out, it was Voodoo Ranger IPA, and yes, I'm reading this. Then it was Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA, Voodoo Ranger 8 Hop Pale Ale, Voodoo Ranger Juicy Haze IPA, which is this. Atomic Pumpkin, Ranger Imperial IPA with Passion Fruit, Juicy Mandarina IPA, Red IPA, and Guava Spruce Double IPA, and I think that's most of them. So it's gone through a lot of changes and variations, which is cool. It's a good way for them to experiment, but this is just them getting on that hype train. They say it's an India Pale Ale with spice. It says packed with bright tropical aromas and brilliant citrusy flavors, this unfiltered IPA wraps up with a pleasant, smooth finish. So let's see if they actually nailed the haze in this. I should also mention the enjoy by date on this is July 8th of 2018. I don't know how far out they put their beers, so if it's July, that's the 7th month. Say it's got a 4-month shelf life, which for a hazy IPA is incredibly long. So that means it was bottled in March, I guess you could say. Or if it's got a 3-month shelf life, you could say it was bottled this month. If it's July 8th, that means it was bottled 3 days ago. I got this at Target. I find it very hard to believe that this was bottled 3 days ago and then shipped to Target. So at best, I say this is from March. So that being said, let's see what it smells like. All right, well, it doesn't smell bad. You do get some tropical fruit aromas on there. They're not overpowering. They don't necessarily jump out of the glass, but they're there and they smell great. You get like orangey mango kind of thing happening, kind of like a softer citrus fruit, not like a sharp citrus, acidic citrus fruit. You do get that nice, the kind of that yeast character you would expect from this style of beer. I mean, I didn't mention either the look on this thing. They kind of nailed the look of it too. Like it's a nice, average yellow, right in the middle. It's got a nice haze on it. The head on it is, nice and creamy. You can kind of see the head on there, I think. No? Might not be getting in focus. But overall, it looks like a hazy IPA. They nailed it on the look. So, but yeah, the aromas are definitely like that passion fruit, softer, more delicate kind of fruit like mango, kind of a little bit of papaya in there, I would think. Yeah, a little bit. Overall, they pretty much nailed it. Like you don't get a whole lot of that like dankiness. You kind of get a nice smooth, mellow, fruity aroma from it, and the maltiness and yeast character kind of prop that up too. Like I think they did a really good job with the aroma on this. Like it's kind of got me excited. Like this might actually be a really good mass distributed hazy IPA. Like so far so good. So let's see what it tastes like. So I think they nailed the mouthfeel on this for the most part. Like it's definitely not bitter. It's got just enough, to kind of balance everything out. It's definitely got some fruity flavors to it. Like I said, I get a lot of orange on it. But you can still kind of tell it's a New Belgium IPA, I think. Like it has like this core to it that just kind of says, hey, I'm still a New Belgium beer. It's weird. Like it's still tastes like an IPA, but it's like a hazified IPA, if that makes any sense. Like it still tastes like one of their standard beers, but they kind of tweaked it, which is what I'm sure they did. Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, it's got like this pillowy mouthfeel. I don't know. It's bizarrely good. Like I didn't expect it to be this good. And this is wow. This is 7.5%. I didn't expect that. I don't know why I was so blown away by that. I thought it'd be like 5.5 or something like that. So yeah, I think some of that sweetness too is that perceived alcohol sweetness coming from it. But I gotta say, overall, it's really not that bad. I mean, it's pretty good for, like I said, for a mass distributed IPA. If I brewed this, I'd be happy with it. Like it's that good. I just topped off my glass, and you can definitely tell some sediment settle to the bottom. I'm assuming that's just the yeast dropping out. So it seems like they either used the correct yeast in this beer, or they did something to the water and, you know, pulled the beer off at a certain time as to keep a lot of that yeast in suspension. And it's unfiltered too, obviously, so you're going to keep a lot there. But it did kind of make it a little hazier, so I'm going to go back for one more taste. Basically, with this, it's not screaming juice on the flavor or the aroma. But everything else about it, the mouthfeel, the flavor overall, you do get this nice, clean, refreshing, tropical, borderline citrus fruit thing happening. It's not acidic. It's not like, it doesn't burn in the back of your throat. It kind of has that pillowy cake batter thing I like from these kind of beers. I gotta say, in my opinion, I think they kind of nailed it for New Belgium. Like, if they have a version of this that they made in a small batch, like a pilot batch that was just loaded with hops, like double dry hopped or something, I'm sure it would be even better. But for a beer that you can pick up for, I believe this was $10 for a 6-pack, which compared to other, beers in this genre, like that's pretty damn good. I mean, so I got to hand it to you, New Belgium. I think you did a good job here. I'm glad I bought this. I will gladly drink the next 5. Yeah, keep it coming. Stick with this. Like I don't mind you playing around with beer and adding fruit and all this other stuff. Maybe try adding some fruit to this. Do like a milkshake thing. I don't know. They could probably really nail it with the milkshake. A little fruit, a little bit of lactose. I think they could do a really good job. So I definitely recommend this. Pick it up. And like I said, it's the middle of April right now almost, and this is best by July 8th. I think it's tasting great. I recommend it. So thanks for watching another review, and we'll see you next time.